statement, and then they'll ask you some questions. You can start when you're ready.
Here we are again. Different year, different two wonderful young ladies beside me. Same outcome. I'm proud. I can't say that I'm not. It's a really good team we played. And obviously wanted the outcome to be a lot different. Thought we were a little better prepared. And ended up not getting the job done.
Coach, when you looked at them this week preparing for the game, did you feel like you had a shot at least making it a little closer than last year?
That was the plan. We thought, if we kind of open the floor up a little more, create a little bit differently, move off-ball screens versus on-ball screens, and tried to, get the ball inside, we would, give them a little run for their money, at least, place them man-to-man.
You didn't get last year. You got hit with that avalanche in the first quarter, and then now today it was more like a snowball than an avalanche. It just kept getting out of control. And,
that's why I like you, Jordan. You can turn anything positive.
Thank you, Coach. I tried.
Literally a snowball today was just nice.
Yeah, but 17-2 outscored in the third quarter. That's really what put the nail in you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You were 19-point game at halftime. You could get hot and come back from that, but that third quarter just disaster for y'all. Kind of. Any idea what happened there?
We tried to adjust again in the locker room on the defensive end, and I didn't feel like we were closing out. We couldn't just lock. We couldn't stay on anybody to lock them down. They're just very disciplined in their passing game, super patient, and couldn't recover. I feel like we had about 4 or 5 layups. I don't know. I can't remember. 4 or 5 layups that went in and came out in that third quarter. And, that could have, I'm not necessarily saying that would have been a momentum, but, it would have given us a little more confidence and a little more boost as far as a few more points on the board.
How tough is it to balance the disappointment but also the pride of this team getting back to this point, 2 consecutive years?
That's a great question. It's, I'm a pretty positive person, and I want to thrive on that, and I am proud. I mean, we lost 3 starters from last year's team. We were, a pretty good team last year as well. And we pretty much ran through the East this year. And I knew Mount Airy was tough. But did I think that we were going to come back and storm through the East and meet them again? Maybe not, not 100%, maybe about 30 or 40%. And so I'm not taking anything away from my kids. I had to kind of reload and refocus and recenter this program and this team and drive them to be where they could be for us to get back here. And it's a process, and you have to trust the process. And 3 years ago, we were trying to get over the hump of getting to the regional finals and winning a regional final to get ourselves into the championship game. And now we're looking to figure out how to win a title. And I'm not going to stop figuring that out. I'm going to keep pushing. I love the game. I love these kids. We're from small town America, and that's what we're going to do.
Throughout the postseason, you had contributions all across the board from everybody. But to always have that constant point-scoring production from Najanique, MVP tonight, what can you say about her season this year and how impressive she was? Sorry, not Najanique, I meant Janai. My apologies.
I think Janai, she had a good game. I think we talked about this in the locker room a little bit ago about we are so defensive-minded, and we need to work more on the offense and get some more people involved. It's really hard to do with girls that are not used to taking that role, but that's something that we are going to start focusing on, when they allow us to get back at it, working on offense and getting some other people to score.
Coach, for as good as they are on offense, Mount Airy, they put 4 girls on the floor that can drive or shoot from outside at any point, which is really hard to guard. Defensively, what do they do that seems to get you guys out of sync?
They suffocate us. They just suffocated us. We couldn't get any. I mean, we practiced against the boys, and we worked on moving the ball and moving away from the ball and running and letting Janiyah create and dish and we thought we had a good plan in that. But I think they knew that Janiyah was the main scorer, and they kept somebody in the middle, and that kind of threw off our game as far as trying to get the ball inside Hadia or Michelle on the lob or in the post, and then they just collapse, and they're disciplined.
Coach, when you get, I mean, obviously you never gave up today, but when you get down 25, 30 points in the third and fourth quarter, is there a certain sense of resignation about a state championship game that it's not going to happen today?
I think the coach and the player in me is like, one basket at a time, go for it, let's just leave it all out on the floor. And then the realistic part of my brain is like, here we go again.
You started good, got the first 2 baskets of the game up 4-0. Then they just ran off 11 in a row. You called a timeout. Were you thinking at that point, here we go again?
I was thinking we better get organized, or here we go again. And yeah, I mean, we came out and I was like, okay, we wanted to keep it close, and we wanted to make an effort to keep it closer, to say, we're here for a reason, and just didn't happen our way.
You were talking. I'm sorry.
You're good. Go ahead.
You were talking last year about the conference, the Northwest 1A conference that Mount Airy's in. And this is 13 straight years the conference has won. What's it going to take for the East to even have a chance at this conference? Because it's starting to look like next year is going to be good again for the conference.
That's a great question. I said that to my assistant coach. I said, what is the West doing that the East is not doing? I'm not sure if it's a combination of the opportunities with the travel ball and kids playing specific sports, whereas our girls play 3 sports or 4 sports. I don't know. I don't know if it's the strength and the conditioning part. I know that what we're doing is definitely working in the East. I'm not sure what it's going to take, but we've got to find an answer so the East can have a shot to win. Especially if we're going to keep going up against East public, traditional public schools, which makes me more happy than playing a charter school, to be honest. But we're going to we'll figure it out.
Dish and I, for both of y'all, covering y'all all year, knowing you two are both pretty reserved, calm girls. You don't get too high, too low very often. Last year there were a lot of tears after this loss. This year you guys seem not okay with it, but just kind of more even. Kind of just tell me what's going through you, what's going through you right now compared to last year, and why is it? What is different about it?
I just told them we just have to stay positive. I mean, not many teams can do this like twice in a row. So I'm proud of us, regardless of the outcome. That's how I feel.
It's like it's a sense of pride of being here, and we know it was our last year. And basically, when we know it's our last year, this is going to be our last game, we know to leave it all on the court, and we know that we shouldn't have any regrets when we come off the court. The only thing that's going through our heads is how we're going to miss everybody in the end.
And Coach talked about it. I mean, there's no shame in being the second best team in the state at all. I mean, you want to win, obviously, but you guys have accomplished so much in y'all's career. You're always going to be able to go in Pamlico County High School and see the runner-up plaques and the trophy case and y'all's picture in the gym that you hang. Now, me and you talked about how during this run you've played like you don't want to lose,
Yes.
and you've helped get the girls to this point. Coach, just talk about last year. You had a great group of seniors with Cheetah and Zaija and Lexus. Talk about these two as well.
Well,
I know how close you get to your players.
yeah, I mean that's the most important thing. This is family by choice, and this is why we're successful, because we fight like mother and daughter and sisters, and we argue, but we always come back to one main goal, and that's we got each other's back, and we have one thing that we want to do, and we want to be successful, not just on the court, but in the classroom and in the community and after school as well. So it's hard. I hate it for them because I hate to see them hurt. I wish I could do more, and I wish I could give them the world. And they're going to be successful no matter what they do because they've been part of something that they can be proud of and that has been successful, and at least they understand what hard work and dedication means, because they do. These two, they work harder. Well, they all do. They work harder than anybody out there, and I'm not that easy to play for sometimes, and it's tough. And I applaud the effort for 6 and 7 months, and in the summertime when they have to, deal with me and staying on them. So I'm proud of them, and I'm proud of my kids, and there's no love lost with us ever, and there never will be. And we can always count on each other, and maybe one day they'll be taking care of me somehow.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Coach.
guys.
Thanks, ladies.
Yes.